I worked double shifts just to keep the lights on, while you stayed up late, chasing that song. Packed your bags for auditions, I drove you through the rain. Said go break the world, baby, I'll handle the pain. Every missed birthday, every lonely night, I told myself it was worth it, seeing you shine so bright. You called me a rock, your safe place to land. I held you together with these calloused hands, believed in forever and the promises we made, under kitchen lights while the rent got paid. Now you're standing in the spotlight, diamonds in your hair, telling me softly we don't belong there. All those years I carried you, now I'm too heavy to hold. You built your new world, and I'm not in the mold. I was a ladder you climbed, now you're cutting me loose, saying thank you for everything, but this version of you doesn't fit in my life anymore. God, that hurts more than the silence before. Remember the apartment with the leaking roof? We laughed through the storms, said love was waterproof. I cheered from the nosebleeds when you finally broke through. Posted your wins like they were mine too. But the crowds got bigger and the circles got tight. Now I'm just a ghost in your highlight real life. You say you've outgrown me, like an old pair of shoes that got you this far, but now you can't use. I guess I was temporary, just part of the climb, a chapter you close and to start a new time. Now you're standing in the spotlight, diamonds in your hair, telling me softly we don't belong there. All those years I carried you, now I'm too heavy to hold. You built your new world, and I'm not in the mold. I was a ladder you climbed, now you're cutting me loose, saying thank you for everything, but this version of you doesn't fit in my life anymore. God, that hurts more than the silence before. I don't hate you for winning, I'm proud through the tears. Just what success didn't cost me these years. You rewrote the story, erased me from the page, left me in the shadows of your brand new stage. Maybe one day you'll meet the man who believed before the fame came and made you leave. Now you're living the dream that we dreamed side by side, but there's no room for me in this upgraded life. I gave you my future, you gave me goodbye. Watched you walk away in that designer light. I was the roots holding steady while you reached for the sky. Now you're flying so high, you don't recognize a man who still loves you, who no longer fits in your life. Thank you for everything. Those words echo cold in the dark. Guess I was just scaffolding for your work of art. Came home early from the office, found your desk drawer half ajar, passport photos in an envelope, new ones without my face by far. Flight confirmations printed quiet, one-way ticket in your name, a folder labeled new beginning with apartment listings far away. You were folding clothes in silence when I asked what all this means. You looked down at the carpet, said I need to chase my dreams. No discussion, no warning, just a future drawn without me in it. Every plan you made in secret slowly erased the life we built. You're moving to another country and taking every tomorrow we had, leaving me here with the echoes of a love you already packed. I wasn't part of the vision on the other side of the sea. You're building a brand new life alone and quietly erasing me. You said you didn't wanna hurt me, that you'd tell me when the time was right. But the lease is signed in Lisbon, and you're leaving end of next month night. I saw the map upon your laptop, pins and places we'll never go, cafes and streets you'll wander, memories you'll make I'll never know. You kept my pictures on the wall still, like nothing here had changed. But inside your hidden folders, my name was already estranged. All the talks of someday maybe, buying a house, growing old, were just words to keep me steady while your exit plan took hold. You're moving to another country and taking every tomorrow we had, leaving me here with the echoes of a love you already packed. I wasn't part of the vision on the other side of the sea. You're building a brand new life alone and quietly erasing me. I asked if there was someone else, you swore it wasn't that. Just a hunger for a reset, a life you can't have here with me. You cried and said you're sorry, held me like the nights before. Put your suitcase in the closet, was already halfway out the door. How do you love someone for years and still redraw the lines, turning us into a chapter you decided to leave behind? You're moving to another country, and I'm learning how to say goodbye to the woman who planned a future that never included my side. I'll keep the keys to an empty home, you'll keep the horizon that's free. You're starting over without me, and quietly, completely erasing me. The tickets booked for January, I'll watch the plane disappear into a sky that used to be ours. Now it's only yours from here, vanishing horizon. Vanishing horizon. I remember when your laughter filled these rooms, like sunlight spilling through the afternoon. I'd say something stupid, you lose it every time. The sound was mine, the sweetest thing I'd ever find. Then the darkness crept in slowly, stole my spark. stopped reaching for you when it got hard. You tried to pull me out, but I just sank deeper down, till the man you loved got lost and never came around. You waited through the silence, through the nights I couldn't speak, but waiting turned to weary, and weary made you leave. Now you're thriving in the light I couldn't get, laughing with somebody new the way we did. That smile I used to chase is on your face again, but it's his words that spark it, not the ghost of who I am. I pushed you out to save you from my storm, and lost the only person keeping my heart warm. Too late, I see the damage that I caused. You're happy now, without the man I was. I scroll past pictures on a quiet Friday night. You're glowing at some party, eyes alive and bright. His arm around you casual, like it belongs right there, the way mine used to before I stopped caring. You begged me to get help, said we could fight it through, but I was too ashamed to let you see the truth. So you packed your bags with tears and walked away, and I told myself that I'd be better off this way. I thought the pain would teach me how to breathe again alone, but all it taught me was the sound of a heart turning to stone. Now you're thriving in the light I couldn't give, laughing with somebody new the way we did. That joy I used to trigger lives in someone else's hands. He's giving you the version of the love I couldn't stand. I pushed you out to save you from my storm, and lost the only person keeping my heart warm. Too late, I see the damage that I caused. You're happy now, without the man I was. I'm getting help now, learning how to fight the shadows that convince me to shut out the light. But every step I take toward being whole again reminds me that the girl who believed in me won't see it, and I don't blame you for moving on. You deserve the sun. I just wish I'd fought up before you found someone. Yeah, you're thriving in the light I couldn't give, laughing louder than you ever laughed with me. That sound still echoes in these empty walls I built, a reminder of the love my darkness killed. I pushed you out to save you from my storm. Now I'm learning how to live with what I've torn. Too late to pull you back into my arms. You're happy now, and I'm the one who's lost the laugh I used to own. The laugh I used to own, it's his now, and I'm alone, and I'm alone. 7 years of quiet mornings, coffee cups and inside jokes. Your hand in mine through every storm, the way you used to look. I saved for months in silence, picked the ring you once described. Thought tonight beneath the oak tree I'd ask you to be my wife. I practiced in the mirror, got the words just right. Knelt down in the autumn leaves under the soft porch light. You smiled the way you used to, but something in your eyes had changed. I told myself it was the nerves that made you look away. You say yes, but it sounded like goodbye. A whisper wrapped in mercy, not in fire. I saw the truth behind the tears you tried to hide. You stopped loving me a long, long time ago, and I just asked you out of pity for my own. Now I'm wearing your yes like a ring of hollow gold. On my knee in the silence, feeling more alone. We stood there for a moment, your hand cold inside of mine. You said, of course I'll marry you, but it didn't sound like joy. I searched your face for lightning, for the spark that used to burn, but all I found were echoes of the love that wouldn't return. Later in the kitchen, you cried into your sleep. Said you didn't wanna hurt me, didn't wanna watch me leave. You told me I deserved the world, that I was kind and good and true, but kindness isn't love, my dear, and I already knew. You said yes, but it sounded like goodbye. A promise made from pity, not desire. I saw the truth behind the tears you couldn't hide. You stopped loving me a long, long time ago, and I just asked you out of pity for my soul. Now I'm wearing your yes like a ring I'll never own. On my knee in the silence, finally letting go. I took the ring back gently, said it's okay to set me free. You cried harder than relief beneath the grief. We sat there on the porch steps till the sky turned morning gray. Two people who once burned bright, now just fading away. I wish I'd seen it sooner, saved us both the pain, but I loved you hard enough to miss the moment love became just a habit we were keeping out of fear of being alone. You said yes, and it broke me one last time. The kindest lie you ever told to spare my pride. I heard the truth in every tremble of your voice that night. You stopped loving me somewhere down the line, and I held on too long to a love that wasn't mine. Now the ring sits in its box unopened, out of sight. and stood up on my own tonight. 7 years of quiet mornings, now just echoes in the hall. I finally asked a question and lost it all. We grew up in the same small stories, late nights talking till the sky turned gray. You knew every scar I carry, I knew every dream you chased away. 10 years of secrets traded, inside jokes no one else could steal. You were my safe place, my constant, before you ever were the way I feel. I thought our history was armor, that nothing could tear us down. But love changed the rules between us, and silence is the only sound now. I lost my lover in the breakup, but I lost my best friend too. 10 years of building something sacred, gone in the moment I lost you. You cut me out like I was poison, blocked the number, closed the door. Now I'm grieving twice as hard for the girl I can't talk to anymore. I still reach for the phone at midnight when something funny crosses my mind. Forget for a second you're not there, then the emptiness hits every time. The places we haunted together, coffee shop booths and old park swings, now echo with ghosts of our laughter and the weight of unspoken things. I take the pain of just the romance, if I could still have my friend. But you took both when you left me, and I don't know how to mend. I keep replaying our last fight, wishing I said less, held you more. But you drew the line in silence and walked out to even the score. I lost my lover in the breakup, but I lost my best friend too. A decade of roots we grew together, uprooted when I lost you. You needed space, I needed healing, but space turned into a wall. Now I'm talking to the quiet, where your voice used to catch my fall. I respected every boundary, never begged or crossed the line. But damn, it hurts to be erased by the person who once knew my mind. We promised we'd stay friends no matter what, even if the romance died. You broke the oldest promise the day you disappeared from my life. I lost my lover when you left me, but losing my best friend broke the rest. 10 years reduced to nothing in the silence you left instead. I trade every kiss we ever shared just to hear you call again. But you're gone from both my heart and history, and I'll never understand how we end. 10 years gone in a day. My favorite voice went silent, my safest place walked away. 10 years gone in a day. 10 found your words tucked in a dusty page, a borrowed book from 1958, handwritten notes in faded blue ink, confessions spilled where no one else would think. You wrote about the rain on window panes, dreams of love that time couldn't restrain. I read them once, then read them all again, and somehow, darling, I fell in. Line by line you pull me under, heart to heart the world's asunder. I never saw your face, but I knew your soul. You carved it gently in the library's hole. I'm in love with a ghost in the margins, a voice from a time I can't reach. Your letters are all that remains of a woman I'll never beseech. I trace your loops and your careful curves, wishing I could turn back the years, but you're only echoes on paper, and I'm drowning in unsent tears. I searched the archives for your name, checked every record, every claim. Found a girl who lived and laughed and cried, who loved too fiercely then quietly died in 62 before I was born. Your story ended, mine had just begun. Now I sit here with your borrowed book, writing back to lines that never look. Page by page I'm losing reason, holding on through every season. I talk to you in silent pleas, but silence answers back to me. I'm in love with a ghost in the margins, a voice from a time I can't reach. Your letters are all that remains of a woman I'll never beseech. I trace your loops and your careful curves, wishing I could turn back the years, but you're only echoes on paper, and I'm drowning in unsent tears. I leave my own notes now between the lines, hoping somehow you'll read them in some other time. Tell you I'm here, that I finally came, that I love you too, though you never knew my name. But the pages stay cold, the ink doesn't reply, just dust and regret in the library light. I'm in love with a ghost in the margins, forever bound to what can't be. Your words were never meant for me, yet they rewrote my destiny. I'll keep this book until I'm gray, reading you like a prayer each day, chasing echoes of a love that was never mine to claim. Your letters fade a little more each year, but I'll still be here, still be here. We built a world inside the globe, where oceans sang and mountains rose. You designed the stars, I coded the sky, every sunset painted just for your eyes. We danced on islands no one else could find, held hands in code that felt like mine. You said forever in a voice so clear, in that perfect place you were always here. Frame by frame we wrote our story, pixel by pixel it was glory. I never thought the lights would dim, or that you'd ever log out on him. Now I'm trapped in the world we made, walking streets where your shadow fades. You deleted your avatar, found someone real, while I'm still breathing the air still. Every echo sounds like your laugh. Every empty room holds your past. I'm in love with a ghost in the cold, and this virtual heart won't let you go. I wander the house we built from dreams. The garden blooms but no one tends the leaves. Your favorite bench by the digital sea, still warm from where you sat beside me. I replay the logs of the nights we shared, whisper your name, but no one's there outside. They say you've moved on fine, started a life in real sunshine. Line by line the world is breaking, glitch by glitch my soul is aching. I can't delete what we became, the server keeps calling your name. Now I'm trapped in the world we made, walking streets where your shadow fades. You deleted your avatar, found someone real, while I'm still breathing the air you left still. Every echo sounds like your laugh. Every empty room holds your past. I'm in love with a ghost in the cold, and this virtual heart won't let you go. I try to log out, try to wake, but reality's colder than the choices we fake. Your new life's bright. I saw the pictures, smiling in arms that aren't these flickering figures. I could shut it all down, pull the plug tonight, but then I lose the last place you felt right. So I stay here alone in our endless blue, living inside the memory of you. I'm still trapped in the world we made, talking to air where your avatar played. You moved on to flesh and a light, while I'm lost in the glow of our endless night. Every sunrise I coded for you still rises alone without your view. I'm in love with the ghost you became, and I'll never escape this beautiful pain. The server hums your favorite song. I sit in the dark where we belong. Pixels of you, pixels of you, forever looping, forever true. I was looking for the tax papers in the attic box. Found a shoebox tied with ribbon, hidden under socks. Letters folded soft from reading, edges worn and thin. Your college handwriting, spilling secrets from back then. You called him my forever, said he made your colors bright. How his laugh could fix the darkness, how he held you through the night. I wasn't meant to see them, but I read every line. And something quiet broke in me, somewhere down inside. I've been living in the shadow of your first. Every kiss I give you tastes like second best. You never said it out loud, but I feel it in the words, where you look at me like I'm the echo of the one you miss. I'm the man who's here, but he's the one you never left. Loving me means settling, and that hurts the deepest yet. Sometimes when we're quiet, staring at the TV glow, you get that faraway smile I used to think was for us both. Now I know it's him you're seeing in the corners of your mind. The way he wrote you poetry, the way he knew your been living in the shadow of your first. Every touch feels measured against this ghost. You smile at me politely, but your eyes are rehearsed, replaying all the fire that within you needed most. I'm the safe choice now, the one who stayed when he walked out. But safe isn't the same as the love you still dream about. I could burn those letters, pretend I never knew, but the words are carved inside me, and they're carving into you. We're sleeping in the same bed, miles apart in heart. You mourn a love that ended, I mourn one that never starts. Tell me, do you ever wish that I'd been him instead? Or am I just a placeholder, keeping warm inside a bed? I'm tired of the shadow of your first, being the consolation in your eyes. I deserve a love that chooses me without the hurt of wondering if I'm enough to make you come alive. You never really left him, though he left you long ago. And I'm the fool who stayed to love a heart that can't let go. So I'll pack the ring you didn't notice I still wear, and leave you with your letters and him still waiting there. The attic light is fading as I close the box tonight. Your college ghost is smiling, he won without a fight. Shadow of your foot, shadow of your foot. I found an old photo tucked in a drawer, us at 17, laughing on your front porch. Your head on my shoulder, summer in our eyes. Swore we beat the odds, watch the years fly by. We carved our names deep in that old oak tree. Said forever was easy when it was you and me. Life pulled us different ways, cities and time. I carried your memory like a secret rhyme. Every song on the radio, every first fall rain still takes me right back to your street again. 20 years gone, and I finally called. Heart in my throat as the number dialed. You answered so kindly, voice warm like before. Asked how I've been, what life's got in store. But when I said, do you ever think of us, you paused and said softly, that was young love. I remember the boy, but the feelings faded away. While I'm still living in color, you're seeing gray. God, it hurts that the fire I kept alive is just a faint spark you barely recognize. You told me about your kids, your house by the sea, the husband who loves you, the life that's complete. I smiled through the silence, said I'm happy for you, while every word you spoke cut straight through. You laughed about prom night, the course had you die, like it was just a story from someone else's life. I wanted to scream, it was everything to me. The nights I still dream of what we could be. But you spoke like a stranger, recalling a friend, a chapter you closed when the summer ended. 20 years gone, and I finally called, hoping some members still burn through it all. You were polite, like talking to an old classmate. Said it's nice hearing from you without hesitate, but your voice held no tremor, no echo of pain, while mine still breaks. cathedral out of a spark you lit and walked away from. In the dark I kept every promise we whispered back then, while you can't even recall where or when. I guess first love's a ghost that follows just one, haunts the heart that couldn't let the sun rise on a new day without looking back. 20 years later I still taste that kiss. You smile and say, wow, time flies like this. I hang up the phone with a quiet goodbye, stare at the ceiling and finally cry for the boy who believed we'd grow old side by side, and the man who just learned that some feelings don't die. They just live in the silence on the other end of the line, where you barely remember. And I never stopped trying. Echoes of 17 fading in your voice. I still hear them screaming. You just hear white noise. You left in September with a kiss at the gate. Said 1 year in Paris, then we'll celebrate. I promised I'd wait, no matter how long. Kept your side of the bed, played our favorite song. Every night I count down on the calendar wall. Sent you voice notes and letters, gave you my all. You sent back postcards of cafes and lights. Said you miss me sometimes in the quiet nights. I held on to sometimes like it was enough. Told myself distance was just temporary stuff. Now you're home at my door with that suitcase in hand, sun-kissed and smiling like you planned. Talking about freedom, about finding yourself, and some guy named Julian who showed you the shelves of a life without me, a love without chains. And you asked with soft eyes if we can remain just friends. Like the year I stayed faithful was just pretend, like the heart that stayed home doesn't break in the end. You laugh about nights on the sand drinking wine, how he taught you to dance, how the stars align. I nod like I'm happy, force a thin smile, while inside I'm screaming all the while. I never looked twice when the lonely nights came. Kept your picture close, whisper your name. You say you've changed, that we're different now, that holding on tight isn't love somehow. I wanna ask if you ever felt guilty at all when his hands replaced mine in those Paris halls. You're unpacking your stories right here in my room, every word like a dagger, every laugh like a tune. You say it was magic, but it didn't last. Just a chapter you needed to understand your path, and now you're back here, but not really mine. Asking for friendship like his kind, just friends after 12 months of me being only yours. You come home with someone else's footprints on your floors. I guess I was the anchor you needed to leave, the safe harbor waiting while you chase the seas. You're sailed into freedom, found colors so bright, came back to tell me it didn't feel right to tie yourself down to the boy who stayed true while you were out living a life that felt new. I wish I could hate you, but I understand. Some people need oceans, I was just drowning. I up with a bow. I smile through the pain like a good friend should know. Watch you move on while I learn to let go of the girl who came back but left long ago. You say thank you for waiting, you're one of the best. I say take care with a knife in my chest. Just friends, that's the cruelest ending I could have guessed. After a year of loving you from a distance, you return with his echo and ask for my forgiveness in the shape of just friends. Postcards from Paris still sit on my shelf, reminders of loving somebody else who loved the world more than she loved me. I stay faithful to a ghost across the sea.